it was like I saw God really do something for me that I didn't think could be done for me. Does that make sense? Not me.
We in the field, we in the field, bruh. We in the field, we in the field. Just put it in work. We raising the bar. You tuned in to the Trackstarz.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah.
Yeah.
What's good?
Yeah, man. Where's the drops, man? Where's the...
I always ask what's good, then we do drops.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's, I get some Ryan and stuff like, happy birthday to him.
Yeah,
Ryan
man.
Righteous is turning 40. I'm joking, I don't know. Nah,
You're right? 40?
Nah, he's
41?
No, he's the baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm happy birthday, Ryan, man. I know he's watching. Yo, that's my dude, man. So I definitely want to say a big happy birthday to him, though.
Yeah, man, it's cool to him. And then the big news. What's the big news, bro?
Who got big? I got big news?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess the pre-order's available finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pre-order. So I've been talking about, I guess the album for like, I don't know. What?
4 years?
2, 3 years? Whatever. So I've been talking about for a really long time, and now the pre-order's available, and I'm super geeked about that. I mean, I'm like incredibly excited about it, and so I think that's the big news today.
Yeah, what's it called?
Yeah, it's called Beyond Belief. So the album is called Beyond Belief. And like I said, it's been in the works for a really long time. People have been asking me over and over and over again. They're like, yo, when are you going to drop the album? Is this just like something you're going to say for the next 5 years and you never actually drop the album? You know what I mean? When people like write tracks about me or diss tracks about me, they often mention the album that'll never come out, right? But it's finally out. It's here, right? And so I pray that, people go and get it, man.
That's what's up. All right, so yeah, go get Beyond Belief right now. It's up for pre-order. Comes out a couple months actually, so you got time. Yep. But the first song is called Spectacular. Is crazy. With Loso on it. So
Loso. Make
sure you check that out. It's big.
Well, it's not just featuring Loso, right? It's featuring DJ Jeremiah as well. So I hope
screaming. I'm very screaming on the record.
You screaming in the beginning, but you spitting bars at the end.
I don't know if they're bars. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's R's, and I don't know. I'm being modest, so.
Nah,
I'm still trying to figure out this rapping thing.
Nah, stop it. Nah, stop it. Nah, they off the chain, man. So I'm excited about it. The album is really about. It was really meant and written to inspire people to be, more than what they are. It was really written to those people who feel discouraged, and maybe you feel like there's something inside of you, right, that you really, really need to get out, and you just don't feel like you have the confidence and the courage to do that. There was a time in my life where I felt really discouraged, and I felt that I didn't have a lot of self-confidence. But to go from that point where you don't feel like you believe in yourself to the point where you have complete reliance on God and His amazing and incredible ability to just blow your mind.
You kind of like went throwback on us with this, like with the whole skits and
yeah.
Like we got funny skits and some outrageous skits and stuff like that. It's just one of those things where like I feel like it's a celebratory album. You know what I mean? It starts off, you calm, but you also hit them with like over the head, like you said, the full throttles, the spectaculars, the overdoses, you got a lot of stuff on it that it's a dynamic album.
Thank you, man.
Dynamic. So
I mean, the skits kind of had to be in there, right? Only because I need people to understand the full, the full story. Like
edgy skits too.
Yeah, you need, but you need to get the whole story, man. Like I was in school and I got killed. You know what I mean? Like I got bullied. Just like people wrote songs about me. You know what I mean? It was horrible. It was crazy. But. And in those moments, you feel like, man, this will never end. This will be my entire life. The whole time I'm living, right? The entire society will be against me. Yeah. But there's a way out of that. Gotcha. You know what I mean? There's a place where you can get out of that. And there's a way to deal with that to where you can see on the other side of it, right? And I think this whole album is really about seeing on the other side, going beyond your disbelief.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you know what's interesting? I actually want to talk about this. So for the people who know about FMG, I don't know if anybody knows about FMG. When we have a group called FMG, and we put out an album called Misfits and Bangers, and we kind of touched on that theme a little bit there. How is your music going to be different than FMG? Yeah, for the people that know that.
My music's a little bit different from FMG because the thing I loved about FMG was the fact that we all kind of wrote together, right? When we wrote together, there was all these liners, like everybody had like quotables, you know what I mean? Yeah. I like that, and I like it was a different kind of vivid vibe, but I didn't get a chance to get into the moody stuff that I like, right? Like I like to get into more moody stuff. I really like to get I like to sing every now and again, guys. I do, right? And I'm not great at it, you know. I'm not good, but I like to do it, right? So I like to get into that kind of stuff, man. I like to talk about a lot of stuff that really, you know, vibes with me. I like to get into alter egos, and so one of the songs that's out right now is Spectacular, right? And the whole alter ego thing is really, man, there's a point where you just don't believe in yourself a lot at all, so you have to turn into a different person. You know what I mean? And so Spectacular was like, what if I didn't have all these insecurities? What if I didn't have like this whole thing holding me back? What if I could just be my full and complete self, right? And then what if I just went overboard with that? What would that look like? And then it was Spectacular. And so I was really excited about exploring that. And that's something that Chris and Maya, so before I go any further, I gotta say big thank you to Trackstarz. I gotta say huge thank you to Jeremiah. I'm gonna tell you right now in your face while I'm looking at you. Thank you very much, Sean. Thank you very much. Maya is over there. Maya, thank you very much. And I'm saying all that because I didn't even believe in myself while making this stuff. You know what I mean? Like I was going through it while making it, and you guys gave me encouragement week after week after week and said, don't stop, don't quit, keep going, right? And I needed that. And so even with Spectacular, I was like, I'm not gonna do the song. I'm not gonna do it. I was like,
bro, if you don't do the song,
that's what happened. And without the boy, if you don't do the song would have never got created. Yeah. Right? And so I'm very thankful for the encouragement that I received. Now, my whole goal is to push that out and give that encouragement to every other creative that's out there. There's something inside of you that you got to get out, and I gotta have you get it out. You know what I mean? I gotta have you get it out because the world needs it. We need it. Right? And so in this case, I'm thankful that God opened this door for me. So yeah, the music will be different because I can explore a little bit more. And I couldn't do skits on the album because you guys don't like that stuff all the time. So, you know what I mean? So I do skits on my album because I can, right? And then I can be my full and complete self. I can tell a story. Yeah. And I wanted to tell a story throughout the album. I wanted to give you a story and understand that you can go from this place where you don't believe in you to where you have full and complete belief in God.
For the kid who is, you know, it could be high school, college, whenever, right? And they're feeling self-conscious. They're feeling like the world is against them. How do you get out of that? How did you get out of that place? I mean, I know you still say you struggle with it now with the album and stuff, but you got to a place where you seem to most people that you're pretty confident. How did you get out of that place?
I mean, it was just, so for me, I found a way to fight back. And that's kind of how it was, honestly. Like I found a way. So for instance, let's just say I was being, you know, bullied or talked about at the time, right? And I never had anything to say back, right? I found wit. Like I don't know. At some point, I just found a way to have some wit. And I think what really happened is that God could put me in places where I'd be representing Him on like a bigger stage. Right? And so, for instance, like when I was a kid, I would start preaching, right? I started preaching at that time, and talking in front of a large audience kind of gave me a little bit more confidence in the smaller interactions. You know what I mean? So that helped out. And then, I don't know, maybe my mom, she helped me a lot. Okay. You know what I mean? She told me, no, I just got to give credit where credit's due, right? So at one point, I was crying to her. I'm like, Mom, I'm sick of this nonsense. You know, all these people talking about me. And she was like, you gotta love you, son. And I'm like, I do, right? And then she was like, no, you gotta really love yourself. You're great. And I'm like, okay, Mommy. So she said, look in that mirror, boy. So I looked in the mirror. And she said, hug yourself. I said, okay. So she said, now tell yourself you love yourself, right? And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I looked in that mirror. And I just cried because I didn't love myself. Yeah. I didn't. Like everything that everybody said about me, right? All resonated with me. Like all that stuff mattered. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I was like, you're fat, you're stupid, right? You're lame. All that stuff was like in here over and over and over again. So when I looked at myself in the mirror, that's what I saw. Yeah. You're fat, you're lame, you're ugly, all that kind of stuff, right? And all the stuff she's telling me, in one end out the other, right? But then she said, look at yourself, boy. And hug yourself, and you don't leave that mirror until you say I love you, right? So I looked at myself. I said, I love you, man. And I didn't believe it, but I wanted to get out that bathroom. So I was like, okay. And then after a while, when she wasn't in the bathroom with me, I'd start doing that. You know what I mean? I started looking at myself. I'm like, I love you, man. You know what I mean? And so actually when I met my wife, I had another situation like that. As an adult, I'm tripping because I go to meet her family. They're all skinny and stuff, and they you know what I mean? They're kicking it. You know what I mean? They look nice in their clothes and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, man, I don't feel hot. And she was like, look at yourself in the mirror. I said, baby, don't do that. Don't you dare do that.
Mama issue.
Yeah. But I'm like, I said, you know what though? I looked at myself in the mirror, man, and she said, hey, baby, whatever you got today, that's your best self. You be your best self today. Every day, you be your best self. And I was like, all right, cool. She's like, if you don't have the right haircut today, whatever, you know, be your best self today. So I was like, all right, cool. And you accept yourself. So I did. I started to accept myself, love myself. And the more I started to love me and appreciate who I am, right? And appreciate my strengths. And I started to lean on my strengths. I have some strengths. I have some gifts that God gave me. I started to lean on those. And the more I started doing that, the better I felt about me. And the better, like, once you start loving yourself, once you love somebody, like, I love you guys, right? So if somebody says, hey, the Trackstarz suck, I'm be like, no, you suck, right? Oh, that's not the right way to respond to that. But I'm gonna defend you. Like, I'm gonna defend you, Jeremiah, when you do your line for lines and people don't like them all the time, right? Yeah, and I'm gonna defend Sean whenever somebody has something to say about you, right? Like, I'm gonna defend you because I love you. That's what it is. You know what I mean? So when I start loving myself, it was easy to defend myself a little bit more because I started to love who I am now, right? So once I love me, now I can defend me a little bit more. Now I don't always have to defend myself, and that's the part I had to learn too growing up. Yeah. But I started to love me, and I can defend myself a little bit more.
That's what's up. So off the album, what song is the most important one to you?
I'll give you my favorite song, and it's not everybody's favorite. Actually, this song everybody hates, but it's called Tonight.
Oh, I love Tonight.
See, thank you. I love Tonight, right? And my wife hates it, but I love Tonight because it's where I really give an understanding of what's my life like. You know what I mean? Like what I go deep into my mind, and I see all the hurt and the pain, and I talk about it. You know what I mean? And I see, like, what if I didn't care about everybody's feelings about me, right? And I just kind of went out and spit it. So Tonight was one of my favorite. Imagine Me is one of those, right? Because it's right after the skit where people are killing me on this bus, right? So I went on this bus and people killed me. And so then Imagine Me comes like right after that. Imagine Me gives you my understanding as a kid, like when I used to have those thoughts to where, you know, the kid who gets bullied so much where they want to go into the school and do some damage, right? That's where I was as a kid a lot. I actually planned and I plotted a scheme to how I can do something like that at a school. And if it wasn't for my mom, right, that would have happened, right? And if I was smart enough to figure out how to set a fire, but I can't. That's a different story. But
okay.
But I really couldn't do that, right? And I really thought about doing that stuff because I was just so tired and I was sick of it, right? But Imagine Me really gets you into the understanding of how I overcame that kind of stuff, right? I had to kind of see myself beyond the moment because the moments seem so big when you're in them. They seem huge, and you never see yourself outside of that moment, right? But there's gotta so much more for you outside of those small moments that seem to kill you, right? And that's kind of where it was for me. Wow. So Imagine Me is one of those things. There's more than this moment.
That's big. So what do you think is going to be the biggest song on the album?
I like Full Throttle. I think the biggest song would probably be maybe Spectacular. It's because of the features, because you have DJ Jeremiah on it, because you have Loso on it, like you know what I mean? And people, Loso really killed his verse on that joint, man. You killed your verse on that. It's an upbeat song. I really like it. I think one of the songs that may do really well is towards the end with Me and My Wife. Tell Me How You Feel. That's and it has like a pop kind of EDM feel. I think I hope that does well. I'm not sure.
And I think one big theme on the album, hopefully you guys are going and pre-ordering it right now, but I think one big theme on the album is the love you have for your wife and how that motivated you as well. Can you talk about why Crystal is so special to you and what she did for your life?
Yeah, Crystal represents the answer to a long prayer. Right? I'm talking about a long-lasting prayer. Like, there was a time in my life where I just never thought that I would find love for me. You know what I mean? Not like the fat, stupid, lame, not that dude. He never gets love, right? And so I'm thinking at some point, right, maybe I'll find something. I'll find, like, you know, somebody who's an answer to that prayer. So I went all around the city of Atlanta looking for women everywhere.
In the red district.
Every district, my friend. I went to all the clubs. I was there frequently. Thursday, Tuesday, sometimes for business nights. Like I was there all the I was there all the time. And so like I was consistently searching, right? And I was like in the mall. I go to the mall just to like see if I can leave this mall with like a number. That'd be great, right? So I would go to malls on random days, like Tuesday at about 12, right? And just kind of go to the food court and see what happens. All that kind of stuff would happen.
Giving them free samples.
Lunchtime.
That number.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But at the end, at the end of it all, I was still like praying. I wanted something. I really wanted. I wanted a wife. I wanted what I saw other people have. Right. I wanted love. I want somebody who really loved me for me, and it wouldn't change. And so, when I finally met Crystal, it was like I saw God really do something for me that I didn't think could be done for me. Does that make sense? Not me. Like I see other people, better looking people, right? They find people, but me, I found somebody who I thought was way out of my league. I shot my shot, and when I did, I was like, when she said yeah, she gave me a phone number. I was lit. I was excited. You know what I mean? It was incredible to me, and every day after that was just amazing. Like I saw God do something for me that I never thought would happen for me, right? And so she's so incredible to me because there was a time when I was real depressed, and at the time, yes, I said a few words I shouldn't have said, right, to people who mattered. I went to DC, and we were in front of Washington Memorial. A friend said to me, she was like, "Hey, I was very depressed, and she knew that." And I said, I want something big, right? I want love." And she was like, "Where's your faith?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because she wasn't like a church person like that, right? She was like, "Where's your faith? Do you believe that God can do what you think that he can do for you?" And I was like, "You don't really go to church like that. I don't know why you're talking to me like that." And then she was like, "Who cares? Like, where's your faith, right? Do you really believe that God can do, what you want him to do for you?" And there's another moment where I almost cried because I didn't believe, not for me. And then, like, I want to say maybe 2 weeks after that, I meet Crystal. And then the rest of the story is just me thanking God every day that he allowed that to happen for me. So it had to be big on the album, man. I had to talk about it because I even mentioned on the album she was outside of my league. And I got something that was outside of my league. And I'm just extremely thankful and grateful for it.
Wow.
So that was beyond belief for me.
It's kind of like an interlude on the album talking about humbling the proud, with like Miracle on her name. She sings it, and it's dope. So like, where did that come from? Why did you feel like you had to
humble yourself?
Yeah, humble.
Yo, so y'all remember the whole spectacular thing?
Yeah.
Right? And so the whole spectacular thing is like when you go into the alter ego, right? So there was a time in my life where I really dove into that alter ego, like for real. You know what I mean? Like I called myself the great one, right? And I lean on my more academic side because, I do have a PhD. So... So I kind of dive in that, right? Like I felt smarter than people. I was like, I walk around like that. I felt spectacular, and when I say it's weird because it's fake. It's all fake, right? And so, but that fakeness led to more prideful acts. So it was like, okay, I do stuff that seemed prideful. Like y'all play me in fantasy football. Y'all know what the deal is. You know what I mean? Oh, you don't know? All right. Whatever. So anyway, when I do stuff and I do well at it, I talk about it. You know what I mean? If I go in the basketball court, and I suck at basketball, by the way, but if I beat you, you'll never hit the end of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I would play football. If I'm playing football, if I'm winning, you'll never hit the end of it because I'm just trying to big myself up.
Overcompensating.
Yeah, I'm overcompensating. That was the whole thing. I overcompensated over and over and over again, right? And that needed to be humbled.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was fake. It was a mask, but I needed to be humbled. And so I got humbled. And before I met Crystal, I got humbled. Right? I got extremely humbled. And so while being humbled, like that's just the part. And I think God had to bring me to that place where he brings all that stuff down. Insecurity, that mask you're wearing, it needs to come off. Right? And get to the place where you get humbled. And I got so humbled. And once I got humbled, then God was able to bless me.
That's good. That's good. All right, man. So make sure you go check out Beyond Belief, Rick Sincere, R-I-C Sincere. Go pre-order it right now to get that Loso single. It's amazing. The album is amazing. We've been working on it even from while we were still working on my album last year. We were working on this one.
Yeah.
So go check it out. More stuff to come from Sincere. Go pre-order, man. All right, let's get back into it. You in the field with the track stars, Ryan Righteous, Shantan, and DJ Jeremiah. Let go.
Hey guys, Miracle here. Thank you so much for watching that episode. Make sure you go below, like it, subscribe, click the bell, and make sure you follow us on all forms of our social media. Also, check out our website and be sure you spread the word. We'll see you next time.
We know not what we doing. Screw that, they know, let them have it, do it. Okay, I'm erratic, prove it. Never mind, got a mind that'll wind up with me in a lineup behind bars with these bars. Okay, my time's up.
Team Freedom.
Yeah.
We not through yet.
All right.
Trackstarz Music presents.
Turn my volume up. Turn me off.